Good day, everyone. Today, we'll be exploring the rich and complex history of the Muslim communities in the Philippines. We will look at their historical background, which has shaped their unique culture and identity, as well as the important parts of the story that are often missing from what we commonly hear. Through this report, I hope to give a clearer picture of both what we know and what we still need to learn about the history of Muslims in our country. Before we start, allow me first to introduce the objectives of my report. First, we have the historical overview, wherein the report will provide a comprehensive summary of the historical development and cultural evolution of Muslim communities in the Philippines, and also emphasizing significant events and external influences. And the second one deals with the impact of historical gaps, in which the report analyzed the effects of historical gaps in the preservation of Bangsamoro traditions and values, focusing on the transition from the Sultanate era to contemporary times. Most of us are already familiar with the word Islam, and to further discuss it, the term Islam translates to submission to the will of God because it embodies the core principle of the religion, recognizing and accepting the sovereignty of Allah or God and following His guidance. Islam teaches that the true peace and fulfillment come from aligning one's life with God's commands and willingly submitting to His divine will. The submission is seen as an act of devotion and trust in God's wisdom and authority. On the other hand, the Quran serves as the primary holy text of Islam, providing comprehensive guidance on all aspects of life. One major role of the Quran is to live a life of righteousness and justice according to God's commandments. The same with other religion, Quran also contains a lot of rules that outlines moral principles, ethical conduct, and laws and guides personal behavior, social relations, spiritual practices, ensuring that the followers live in harmony with God's will. Next is Muslim practice monotheism. So from the word mono, alam naman natin na ito ay nangangahulugang isa or nag-iisa. Monotheism is a core principle where Muslims are believing in and worshiping a single all-knowing God, referred to as Allah in Arabic. Now, since we already know some of that important things, we will now then proceed to the historical background of Muslim here in our country. Islam in the Philippines. Islam came to the Philippines in the late 14th century with Arab and Malay traders who brought Sunni Islam and Sufi practices as they traveled through Southeast Asian trade routes. Sino ba tong mga Arab and Malay traders? These groups are known for trading goods, and because of this continuous trading, unti-unti rin nilang nababahagi ang kanilang religious belief. Both groups not only brought goods but also facilitated the exchange of religious and cultural ideas, leading to the establishment of Islamic communities in southern Philippines. And also, I've mentioned about Sunni Islam and Sufi practices. Sunni Islam is the largest branch of Islam. Sunni comes from the Arabic word sunnah, meaning the traditions and practice of Prophet Muhammad, while Sufi traditions or practices were instrumental in spreading Islam through peaceful and spiritual means, making it more appealing to the local populations. The Philippine Muslims were once a dominant force with a remarkable 500-year political history, the longest of any group in the Philippines. Mindanao and Sulu are the original homeland of the Philippine Muslims. Located in the southern part of the Philippines, these areas are strategically placed between the Far East and the Malayan world. And ang maganda sa lugar na ito is the fact that they are very rich in natural resources, including fertile land, marine products, and also minerals. Now, imagine gaano katagal ang political history ng mga Muslim dito sa Pilipinas. During this very long year of political history, Islam introduced important cultural traditions to the Philippines, especially in Mindanao and Sulu, shaping the unique identity of Filipino Muslims through art, architecture, and literature. The creation of Islamic sultanates brought in new ways of governing based on Islamic law, influencing early political systems in the area. Islam's presence also added to the religious diversity of the country, promoting peaceful coexistence in a mostly Christian nation. This lasting impact has helped keep Islamic values and practices alive, especially in the southern regions. In the previous slide, I've mentioned about Sufi practices. So, these are some practices na common traditional na ginagawa ng mga Muslim. Una is ang dhikr. Dhikr is a repetition of the names of God or short prayers to remember and glorify God. And pangalawa is tinatawag na Maulid. Maulid is a celebration of the birthday of the Islamic prophet Muhammad. and a significant event for the Muslim in the Philippines that is observed with a great reverence and joy. Dhikr is a practice that can be done silently or out loud and often involves rhythmic chanting, breathing techniques, or sometimes physical movements like swaying or dancing. So sa video na nakita ko sa YouTube, I've observed na they are making repetitive chant and ginagawa nila ito sa pamamagitan ng pagsayaw at pagkanta. And I was amazed dahil napansin ko na talagang sabay na sabay ang kanilang pagsayaw at pagkanta. It is a kind of prayer composed of different tone and talagang ang ganda lang tingnan dahil it was done very smooth and organized dahil marami sila at nagagawa nila ito ng almost perfect na pagsayaw at pagkanta. Sultanate of Sulu in the year 1450. The Sultanate of Sulu, established in 1450, was the first Muslim state in the southern Philippines. It was founded by Hashim Abu Bakr, who was of both Arab and Johor princess descent and claimed lineage from Nabi Muhammad. During this time, Muslim people are very abundant with benefits in a sense that the said Sultanate centralized governance helped unify various Muslim groups under a common political and religious authority. By controlling key trade routes and religions like Zamboanga Peninsula, Basilan, Sulu, Tawi-Tawi, Palawan, and Sabah, the Sultanate boosted economic prosperity and regional influence. This is not only enhanced the wealth and stability of the Muslim community, but also helped to spread Islam further in the region, solidifying its cultural and religious foundations for future generations. Sulu ang naging masagana dahil sa Sultanate. There are also significant places here in the Philippines na nakaka-experience ng parehong sustainability. First is the Maguindanao, the original set of the Sultanate of Maguindanao, which played a crucial role in the spread of Islam in Mindanao. Second is the Buayan, where the area in the Upper Pulangi Valley where the Sultanate of Buayan was established, contributing to the political and religious landscape of the region. And lastly, the Lanao, the region where the royal houses emerged following the decline of Maguindanao Sultanate, marking a shift in the political dynamics of the area. In all three regions, the sultanates helped preserve and strengthen Islamic practices, governance, and community organization. They left a lasting legacy in terms of religious, political, and cultural structures that continue to influence the local Muslim population today. As time passed and colonizers arrived in our country, many changes occurred in the Muslim community, creating a significant historical gap. What does historical gap means? A historical gap is when different generations lose connection with past cultures, traditions, and events. It happens when a lot of time passes between important events, causing the new generation to feel disconnected from the knowledge or values of those who came before them. So, in the case of Bangsamoro history, this historical gap was caused by the shift from the Sultanate era to the U.S. colonial period and modern era. During the 50 years of American colonial rule in the Philippines, many traditional Bangsamoro practices and other beliefs na hindi lang sa Bangsamoro were transformed or replaced. The introduction of the American educational system replaced traditional Islamic education. The U.S. established centralized governance, reducing the power and influence of the sultanates. The introduction of American economic policies and capitalism affected the livelihoods of Muslim communities. And through media education and government policies, American cultural norms such as an individualism, consumerism, and secularism increasingly influenced the Muslim population, contributing to a dilution of traditional Islamic customs and beliefs. As a result, people's connection to their past, including their political, cultural, and religious heritage, weakened. Now, let us proceed to Hihad. Hihad can be seen as a way for some Muslims to preserve their culture and identity against the historical gap. In the context of Bangsamoro people, Hihad has been interpreted as collective duty to protect and defend their religion, community, and a way of life, particularly against foreign influences or colonization. It has played a role in maintaining their cultural and religious traditions, helping to bridge the gap between past and present generations, and keeping their values alive despite external pressures and changes over time. So there are two types of Hihad, namely Greater Hihad and Lesser Hihad. Greater Hihad refers to the internal struggle for self-improvement and spiritual growth, focusing on resistance temptation, practicing patience, and strengthening others' faiths to uphold Islamic values. On the other hand, Lesser Hihad involves the external struggle to defend Islam in the Muslim community, often through fighting oppression and protecting the Muslim way of life. Together, these forms of jihad help preserve the religious and cultural identity of Muslims by maintaining both personal morality and community protection. To give you a summary of my report, we've explored the influence of the Sultanates on Muslim culture, the challenges posed by the historical gap during American colonial rule, and how the concept of jihad has helped preserve Islamic values and traditions despite these disruptions. The Sultanate of Sulu and other sultanates like Maguindanao, Buayan, and Lanao played pivotal roles in shaping the history of culture of the Muslim communities in the Philippines. Their centralized governance, economic prosperity, and cultural influence significantly impact the political and social landscape of the region. However, the transition from the Sultanate era to the American colonial period created a historical gap, disrupting the community of traditional practices and weakening the connection to past heritage. This gap has further widened by the introduction of new educational, political, and economic system imposed by the colonizers. Despite these challenges, the concept of jihad, both greater and lesser, has served as a means of preserving Islamic values and cultural identity. Greater jihad focuses on personal, spiritual growth and adherence to Islamic principles, while lesser jihad emphasizing the defending the community and protecting religious practices. Together, these efforts have helped bridge of the historical gap and maintain the culture and religious traditions of Filipino Muslims, ensuring their enduring legacy amid external pressures.